Hello and welcome to X and Y Gaming Casually Competitive, because I finally remembered what I call these segments. So anyways, check this out. Dario he picked up a new deck, and then he wanted me to take a look at it to, like, I don't know, help him figure out the strategy. And it was a, some 40 or 50 card deck, I think, with Dragon Rulers and the Buster Blader. Yeah, I don't know about that. I went and got this Grass deck. It's a 60 card Dragon Grass Tenpai deck. Everyone loves Tenpai. Me, I wasn't entirely sold on them. And then that's where we get this replay. So first things first, the opponent is not that good. This is just for me to actually figure out how the deck functions good. So starting off with a Dora normal summon that gets Forbidden Chalice. So yeah, he gets an attack boost, but he also, gets his effect negated. Next, I pitch the Small Water and the level 7 Thunder Dragon to summon Big Water Dragon out of the deck. Followed by 7's effect getting me level 5. Then these two get sent away for the ever popular Dragoon Knight Romulus. And that's going to fetch me my Dragon Ravine out of the deck. Throwing it down right now. Ditching the Tenpai so that I can throw the Earth Dragon into the graveyard. Because we want one of each. And so far we're looking at Earth, Water. That's it, I guess. And we banish these two dragons so that I can summon them. And then banish 2 more dragons so I can summon the water one. And then you overlay them for what's known as Chasma Turbo. Because that's what this deck loves to do. Chasma. Detach 1 from Chasma to send the fire dragon so that I can destroy a monster. And then going into battle phase for some damage. And passing turn. Now, this may or may not be the kind of board you want to end on. I think it's definitely not. Chasma is pretty alright, but leaving Romulus like that, I think is pretty sloppy. But what are you going to do? Dude sets down a card, drop another Fire Dragon, and destroy it. And then he activates Quillpin of Gildos. Goldos, I guess. And it bounces, spins? Whatever, it puts my monster back into the extra deck. This is such a good card. So look, whatever dragon you pick with this, in this case the Wind Dragon, because he got banished, I can get a smaller Wind Dragon. I guess technically I could get any Wind Dragon, like I think I can actually search out this too. But whatever, I get the small one, I pitch him, and I get Big Wind out of the deck. And then level 5's effect gets me another wind monster. Summoning Tenpai here. Its effect activates to get me the quick play spell, because I'm still not sure how to play it. And then finally, after it's sitting in my hand for too long, I ditch Triple Tactics Thrust, so I can send yet another Earth Dragon to the graveyard. Anyways, we're going to use this to search out Chandra. Chandra's effect activates summoning itself because there's a fire on board already. And I can send them away a synchro material to bring out this level 7 called Bident Dragon. This thing is insane, and I love it. Because it hits the board and you're allowed to special summon a dragon. Any fire dragon. So you can just pick the big fire dragon. And then you send these 2 away. I've done Chasma again. Now I feel like I had other cards and options. Like, I probably could have searched out the other one, the little light dragon, and then used him as a search for 2 more dragons, and then banished him from the graveyard to summon the one that already died. Oh no, it didn't die. I had to summon it again. Never mind. Send the water, and then the water effect's going to send another one. I still haven't figured it out, this deck at this point exactly, but it's okay. So this is exactly what you're going for. I mean, this is what I'm going for anyways. So now I can use these two as Xyz material for the prevalent Eclipse. And then it hits the board, and then it looks at one of the babies that's either in banishment or in graveyard, and will summon the bigger version out of the deck. And then you overlay these two to bring out their totally fair Boss Towers monster or whatever. Oh my gosh. You just start putting one of each element under there. And he gains 4,600 attack, 4,600 defense, and he is unaffected by like just everything. It's so good. So it was at that point that I'm starting to come around on Tenpai, starting to vaguely understand how they slot into this deck and how you can use them. So let's see them being used even better. So here goes the field spell, which gets out Pydra, and I have to ditch a card, so might as well ditch Perulia. I'm probably not going to play this game. Throw down Pydra, and he gets the search off for the spell card that searches off another one. Get Chandra, which you can just throw down because there's already a fire dragon, and go straight into the level 7 Bident dragon. I think this is considered a very standard play at this point. And then this thing brings back out Chandra. So, you know, if I had pitched Small Wind and Big Fire would be in the graveyard. I'd have a Big Wind on the board already, and then I could have brought back Big Fire. If I had done that first. But that's fine. So we're going to bring out, of course, Chasma Turbo, and then use Chasma's effect to send the Water Dragon so that I can send Fire Dragon. And let's just take a quick Fire, Wind, Water, Earth. Everyone's here. Let's see. Banish 2 Tenpai for the Wind Dragon, and then banished 2 of the big dragons for the Fire Dragon. And see, here's the thing. Because these guys got banished, I get a new Water Dragon. Usually go for the small one so you can pitch them. But sometimes you go for other things. Sometimes you have no choice but to go for the big dragon. Just to add another one to your hand. Go into Eclipse, look at the small wind, summon the big wind out of the deck. And now I have everything I need to go into probably one of the best in-boards you can ask for, which of course is Towers Dragon. Now that I think about it, probably the only thing that you use to get over this immediately without just attacking over it is probably a Kaiju. Oh man, that would suck. You go through all this and your opponent's like, okay, Gamma Seal. Yeah. Anyways, so there you go. This is a pretty alright in-board, I would reckon. You get your towers, you get a little bit of interruption. Your opponent plays some monster that's a special summon or a normal summon or whatever, and then you bounce it back to their hand, and then by tributing this, and then you can get something like a Morphage Sloth. I mean, it has 0 attacking defense, but its effect does not get negated. Anyways, now the Wind Witchers are coming out. Ice Spell's effect and then Glass Spell's effect, just 1 and 2. So I'm just going to bounce one of them back. I'm pretty sure I bounced the tuner back. Yeah. And then I get a Morphage Sloth, which again is going to shut down all of his extra deck summoning. So if he wants to do any extra deck summoning, he has to go into battle first, which of course is what happens. And they don't even summon off of it, which you really think they would, but whatever. So now here we go. We've got some dragon plays. Pitching Little Earth and level 7 to bring Big Earth Dragon out of the deck. But then the 7 dragon will get me 5. So then here goes those 2 for the Water Dragon. And then 5's effect activates, giving me an extra wind. Because apparently you're supposed to go 5, 7, 3. And just getting all these dragons out, super easy. Going into Blaze, Supreme Ruler of all dragons. That's how you know this is a Team Sam deck. Because apparently, and it's so weird, because you know, I've looked up tons of different cards and effects before. Like I would was trying to build a Red Eyes Dark Magician deck back in the day. And this is just one of those dragons that comes up when you look up generic rank 7 monsters. Anyways, Banishing those two for an extra one from the hand. And then overlaying them into Chasma. I'm not going to try to go into any more towers, I don't think, but having Chasma out is just pretty great. Especially when you can send a fire to blow up cards. Now here's the kind of goofy part. This is one of those, again, these opponents are not exactly the most difficult. I'm literally just trying to figure out what this deck can do. And this trap card just keeps setting itself with a new one from the deck. Anyway, so now it's battle phase. That's attack number 1. And it's going to summon out a Winda from the deck. That's attack number 2. And she's going to summon out a Gusto Goldo from the deck. Here's attack number 3, and here is the exact instance that I start realizing how good exactly Tenpai are. So not only was this level 7 very easy to make, not only did it play into making Chasma Turbo, but after doing all that, once I get monsters on the board and start attacking, I can summon it out right back out. And then Pydra's effect activates, which is going to do a Synchro Summon for the amazingly beautiful Transcendent Dragon. That thing comes out with 3,000 attack, and it can destroy a card. So, of course... Oh. Also, all monsters your opponent controls must attack if able. And if this card is Synchro Summon, you can change all monsters on the field to attack position. Which is just... Oh my god, that's insane. I love it. So do damage with them, attack, and then attack for game. Absolutely beautiful. That really just expedited the whole process. Now, here's one I don't exactly remember so well. So I guess we're both in for a surprise here. So right off the bat, they're doing, it's Malice, it turns out. And I try to go off with Max C. But unfortunately for me, that gets Ash Blossomed. So the card she banished as cost, you can just pay 300 life points and it comes right back. And of course it's got an unsummon ability. So I'm trying to stop that with Effect Failure. Very successfully, I might add. But unfortunately, normal summons out another one and goes into the Link 3 Hearts Cryptor. Sets down a card, calls it a turn. And I think, okay, I got off a little easy here. I also don't think this guy fully knows what he's doing in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's fine. That works for me. So here we go. These things with Tempest. So with Tempest, the big Dragon Tempest, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard to special summon it from your hand. Alternatively, if it's in your hand, you can discard it with any one wind monster to search for any one dragon monster. Now, obviously, I gotta go for the little white one. And then, so I pitch the little light dragon with also level 5. And then that's gonna... Oh, and so 5 is gonna get me another Tempest. Then we have Pydra, and I'm going to start trying to do the, Tenpai plays. Field spell for Chandra, try to summon Chandra, but that gets Dominus Impulsed. Not destroyed, just negated. So, pitching the small Fire Dragon and Big Wind for the big Fire Dragon, and banishing 2 for the Earth Dragon. Then I overlay them for Chasma. Chasma ditches the Water Dragon, which also lets me send Dora Dora. Now, I don't know, I feel like I should have sent a different one, but I mean, that one's Fire Dragon, Earth, Water, Wind. I mean, all the pieces are there, so let's see what happens. Bringing out the Water Dragon, and I attack into his monsters, just to get him off the board. And then also, of course, I make Spheres. Now here's, I think, where I get a little sloppy. I mean, dude's got 1 card in his hand. But you best believe, if there's anything about modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, they're going to play even when they only have 1 card in their hand. That's just how it goes. And this is stupid, okay? So I was thinking, I'm gonna try to defend my stupidity here, okay? I was thinking in terms of Yummy, right? I'm thinking, oh, you want to do it in reverse order. So, like, by the time their card resolves, then you can activate the effect. That's not the case with this deck. It is resolving right now, and I just sent the Fire Dragon. I'm pretty sure. So I had no choice but to destroy something. And they somehow drew a Swarm. And the card they banished... where is it? Yeah. The card they banished can literally summon itself out for 900 life points. I'm getting Eniacraft flashbacks. Summons it out with 5,000 attack. Now, frankly, I'll be honest, okay? I was ready to quit, alright? Like, honestly, what am I supposed to do against this? I can't summon towers. I don't have enough materials. And frankly, even if I did summon towers... But then I thought, well, if I do summon towers, I can banish. I can just banish her. So I tried. I actually tried. But unfortunately, when he summons Bestial, he banishes a card. And this thing says if... because he banished, now she has her effect is live, so that she can target one of the banished Malice cards, shuffle it on the deck, and then if she does, banish one card in the field. Which right now is happening, and poor old Chasma takes the brunt of it. So I'm pissed. Again, I think, what am I supposed to do to this? My only hope was to pull out the turbo and then banish it, because I can't attack over it. And then I realized, if I can banish it, I can take control of it. And of course, the big eye, throw it down, take control of his monster, and just attack. Oh yeah. And then, last but not least, we have versus the Dark Magician AI. Again, a lot of this is just me trying to learn the deck. Although I will say, I'm almost certain that last one was from the stream. So that was an actual person. So anyways, starting off here, we got the little light dragon with the big red. And I'm pitching them for a search. And I should have led with Little Earth and Big Water. It gets ashed. And I ain't got called by. And, well, anyways, that obviously gets negated, so that sucks. So now I'm pitching Little Earth, and then get Big Earth, and then banish those two for Big Water, and then, of course, this gets me a search. So, because they get banished, I try not to sometimes, because usually I like them where I can summon them, and sometimes I get myself in a predicament where I can't commit to the towers. But that's fine, you know, just live and learn. But I search out a Thunder Dragon. I mean, sorry, Tenpai. Throw down Pydra, get the field spell, throw down the field spell, get a search off, get Chandra, discard the little Dark Dragon, boom, Chandra's effect to summon itself, Bident Dragon. And then Bident Dragon is going to bring back Chandra. Now, oh, because he's banished. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways. Like I said, this comes down to Chasma Turbo. And then Chasma Turbo sends the big Wind Dragon, which will get me a search off. And I'm trying to set up for all the discards I'll have. Then I banish two more for Big Wind. And use them to make Eclipse. Look at the Little Earth Dragon and summon the Big Earth Dragon from the deck. And of course, go into Towers. Towers gets one of each. Very fortuitous when that happens. And it banishes every other card from your opponent's graveyard and field. I mean, in this case, it's only one, but I mean, still. And then go into Spheres. And then, like I said, this is basically about as best as you could hope for this deck. I don't know, maybe ending on 2 monsters isn't so hot for people these days, but considering 1 is, you would literally have to have an oddly specific type of monster card in your hand for, versus generic things your deck can do. So now I send this back so that he doesn't have a monster, but obviously that's stupid. He's just going to send it from the hand. But also I get a Morphage Sloth out. So again, anything they want to do, extra deck wise, they'll have to actually attack over it like they're doing now. So then they can go through their plays. And surprisingly enough, they basically end on nothing. I don't get it. But anyways, use the field spell that's still there for some reason for getting Pydra. Pydra's effect is going to search out the quick play spell. That gets Genroku, who is basically like, what is the Snake Eyes? Snake Eyes Poplar. When it gets added from your deck to your hand by not drawing it, you can just throw it down on the board. Anyways, Magician's Navigations is getting out Dark Magician. And this stupid attack modifying bitch. No, I like this card. This is a very good card. So, whatever. Just attack over it. I figured if he had one in the hand, he's not getting over the Tower's Dragon. So just attack with that first. And just note that that is attack number 1. So here is attack number 2. I read you take no battle damage from battles involving your fire dragon monsters, and I realized it clicked, and I go, oh, I see. So that's attack number 2. I don't take any damage. That's attack number 3, and I get Bident Dragon on the board. And then his effect, which has to destroy a card. I'm pretty sure this is mandatory. Okay, it's not. I'm just stupid. Then you can destroy a spell trap on the field. I should have just chose not to. I probably just assumed the opponent had one. And so here's the third attack, and that brings him out. And instead of just letting him die, I go into a synchro summon of the 10, because that's how easy you can do that. And then I attack, and whatever. And believe it or not, this card actually gets better, but I digress. It's probably not going to come up in this turn. Did he just attack me? Like, this is insane, because had I had another dragon out, or had I had the need to pull out another dragon, I could have very well linked this away for, like, spheres, and then just summoned it right back out. Absolutely insane. But yeah, this is a 60-card Grass Dragon Ruler deck that is modified from a Team Sam deck profile. Namely because, obviously, he's playing for the TCG, the actual real-world in-America card game. And this is for Master Duel, or in this case, Fake Master Duel, as Dario calls it. So, you know, things like Kashtira, I mean, half of them are banned. The other one's like limited to 1 or something. It just doesn't really lend itself well. So, you know, I had to like modify things, put it in some things like Infect Veiler, Infinite Permanence, and a little crossed out Designator action. 2 Max Cs, so there's a Meowls down here. Like, I'm just not using Meowls because I'm using Max C instead. And instead of a 3rd copy of Max C, a 2nd copy of Called By. And I'm pretty sure that's basically all I've ended adding up. All I've ended adding in. Blah. But other than that, it's still pretty much the same deck. I actually like playing Blaze. It's kind of cool how you can not only blow up a card with an Xyz monster, but also bring it back like any other of the Dragon Rulers. Like, return to extra deck when it leaves the field. Like, who cares? You're still getting a dragon out that is just good to attack with, 1. And 2, it'll set off your Tenpais. And, yeah, that's the deck. And those are some replays. And I hope you liked it. Whether or not you did or not, thank you for watching. Jesus loves you, and I love you too.